Hello everyone and welcome to The Pitch with Fox, B-Doms, and Mitch. I'm your host John Fox alongside here with B-Doms and Mitch Sabatelli.
What's up?
Now we really decked ourselves out this episode. We got a new Crawford shirt, he's got a new Crosby shirt.
And I got an old Bergeron shirt.
Yep. No Savard, unfortunately.
Not yet.
Because we know your opinion on Savard, and you think he's better than Crosby.
We won't get into that.
Alright, we'll get to it later.
Alright, top stories of the week. Cliff Lee finally makes up his mind and shocks the world, signing with the Phillies $120 million for 5 years. Thoughts on this, Mitch?
Yeah, suck it. How filthy is that rotation going to be? Halladay, Lee, Hamels, Oswald. That's the greatest rotation, I think, in the game since maybe Smoltz, Glavine, and Maddox. That team's going to be unstoppable. The Phillies should be setting up for the parade right now. They're going to be facing the Red Sox, no doubt. Halladay, first playoff game, tosses a no-hitter. Cliff Lee, one of the best postseason pitchers in the game. Cole Hamels, MVP of the World Series. And Roy Oswalt, great pitcher in the playoffs, and really good last year. That's just a great move by the Phillies. Great move by Cliff Lee, actually shocking the world. He didn't want to play in the AL. He wants to stay in the NL.
Andy got more money than anyone else offered.
Yeah.
So.
Well, no, he got less money. He left tons of money on the table.
Oh.
Yes.
The Yankees offered him $20 a year.
No, the Yankees were going to give him close to $30 million a year.
Well, they would have matched the Phillies. I don't think they would have gone over.
No, he left about $30 million on the table.
Well, all right.
Okay, but it's a great move by Cliff Lee. He felt most comfortable. Philly fans loved him. They love Halladay. Halladay obviously worked out for them, but I still don't get the deal why they traded Lee. He was great for them. Now they have both. Awesome.
Maybe they were banking on this.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm pissed. That's about all I can say. But I did hear that there was talks that Hamels might pitch second and Lee third.
No.
I think that. I don't know. That'd be kind of stupid. But I can see where they're going. Where if Lee was the number 3 pitcher, he would easily get 25 wins, possibly 30 wins, because he's going up against number 3 pitchers, and there's none that can match.
I would make it Halladay, Lee, Oswalt, Hamels. That way you have righty lefty.
Yeah.
The whole time, and Hamels, he's been in the team for the longest, but he's the least experienced, and I make it like that. But Halladay, Lee, that's the best.
No matter what you do with this rotation.
They're going to dominate. And they still have one of the best lineups in the NL.
Oh, yeah.
They still lose Worth, and they're still loaded. But, I don't know, it's going to be tough.
I don't think losing Worth's really that big of a deal, honestly. But.
So we talked about Cliff Lee leaving the money on the table. What are your thoughts on that?
Right. Speaking from the true Yankee fan
himself.
himself.
He said it all along that it's not all about the money. Yeah, he wanted to get paid, but it was really... I think this decision came down to his wife. Where, he didn't like Texas. He said that he didn't like pitching in the heat. She wasn't a huge fan of going to New York and going to a place where they
kind of like the Teixeira thing.
Like a place where she hasn't been before. She lived in Philadelphia. She liked it there. I think ultimately she was the one that made the decision, not him.
No, Lee made the great choice. It's a great move. It's great for the Red Sox too. Obviously with their left-handed hitting lineup. That would have been terrible going against Sabathia and Lee. I thought it was great. It sucks for the Yankees. I would be pissed for them too. If they go out and get Felix Hernandez, though, which I'm hearing that,
the Yankees?
I'll be absolutely pissed. But for right now, somebody said at the beginning of the offseason that the Yankees are going to have the greatest team on paper come opening day. And right now they're getting shut out. The Red Sox get A-Gon, Bobby Jenks, and Colin Crawford. They win the Russell Martin sweepstakes. Congratulations. Yeah, Yankees suck.
All right.
Yeah, we win Feliciano sweepstakes.
Watch him go out and dominate.
He could.
All right. Moving on. The greatest quarterback ever, Brett Favre, ends his consecutive game streak at 297. Thoughts on this, guys?
Say what you want about Brett Favre. That was a tremendous streak. I know he had all those painkillers or whatever, but that helped him throughout his career, and it's been well documented about the painkillers. But 297, what a tremendous streak. I know it's all about him all the time, but hats off to him. Great career there, Brett Favre. You're still a total d-bag. I hate you, but it was a great streak.
Yeah, it was a great streak. It kind of matches Cal Ripken's streak.
Iron Man, yeah.
I think this is probably harder than Ripken Street. To be
It
honest,
could be, yes.
because
Yeah.
football is a much more physical sport. There's bigger chance of injuries. So.
But the only thing in baseball, it's every day.
Yeah, it is every day. It's more of a mental challenge than anything. I mean, during the streak, Brett Favre went out there. He had a separated shoulder. He broke this. He broke that. His father died.
Yep, in Monday Night Football. That was one of his greatest games ever.
I just think he should have ended the streak on his own, like Cal Ripken did, and not because of an injury. He should have just ended it before the season.
Everybody's always said that Favre's career would end with injury. It's not going to let him. It's not going to be him leaving on his own. And I think this is a perfect time. I hate Brett Favre more than any other athlete, but I'm just going to give him respect. It was a great streak. If he leaves right now, I think that'd be good for him right now. Get him come back and leave with an injury. That's my opinion.
I'd have to agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on, the Washington Redskins benched Donovan McNabb for the rest of the season. Thoughts on this, Brian?
I mean,
Rex Grossman?
Rex Grossman.
This doesn't really make sense to me at all. I mean, I think Donovan McNabb is the most underappreciated quarterback that's ever played.
Oh, I disagree.
Because when he was in Philly, nobody liked him, even though he was a great pick. He was a great player for them, and he's just never had great weapons around him. The only great weapon he really had was Deshaun Jackson for one season.
Terrell Owens.
Yeah, but look at what was going on.
Ryan Westbrook.
I'm talking about wide receivers, though.
Yeah, Terrell Owens.
But look what happened with Terrell Owens. They never got along.
That's true, but I mean, he had the weapons.
That doesn't help.
He had the weapons.
But he never
had
really
Deshaun Jackson.
He's never put up terrible numbers.
He's always had the weapons. He has Santo and Moss. No, he's put up great numbers.
Yeah, so I don't understand why, everybody's so against him.
He's on the down stages of his career. Donovan McNabb, Rex Grossman's the laughing stock of the quarterback position. That's just terrible.
Well, I don't know.
If you're
Derek Anderson?
Rex Grossman's worse.
Rex Grossman's worse.
If you're going to bench your starting quarterback that you just paid all that money to, wouldn't you want a guy like a up-and-comer like a Jimmy Clausen or something in Carolina? Rex Grossman, the guy's been with the Bears and was...
Or even go out and get like Jeff Garcia or something.
Do something. I don't get why you're benching Donovan McNabb. I know it's sending a message that maybe he has to step up, but... I don't get the move. I would have just kept him there for the rest of the season, especially with that contract. I know he can opt out in a couple years or whatever. See how it is. Maybe fans can respect him down the road.
He'll probably be traded, I think.
Yeah, but he could also leave his contract, I think, next year.
Yeah, but he's going to wait a whole another year to leave.
He could be. I don't think he's getting along with Shanahan.
No.
All right.
That experiment's not working out right now.
All right, moving on. Next and final top story. Chris Pronger is out 4 to 6 weeks with a foot injury. Thoughts on this, Mitch?
Yeah, Philly's been the best team in the East so far, and I hate Philly, especially what they did last year. But Sergei Bobrovsky, the rookie goaltender, he's been should be the rookie of the year candidate. Last year, everybody knew last year that they one problem with Philly. They have a great offense. They have no goaltender. You've seen Brian Boucher. He was too old. They finally come out. This guy comes from nowhere. It seems like every year one of these players come out. But Sergei Bobrovsky, great job. Peter Laviolette is doing terrific for the Philadelphia Flyers right now. But losing Chris Pronger, that's gonna be terrible right now. He's their main clog on the defense. He's their big physical guy. He's really been helping out Bobrovsky, taking the pressure off his back. Losing Pronger is a huge problem. He's one of the best defensive players in the game right now. Similar to Achara, that kind of build. You need that guy, that kind of leader, especially with all those young guys like Richards, Claude Giroux, Jeff Carter. You need that big, experienced guy in Chris Pronger. At 4 to 6 weeks, that could be bad, especially when you're in first place.
I mean, I think you just covered about everything you can on Pronger, so I don't really know what else to say.
Yeah, well,
this is huge.
Yes, losing Chris Pronger.
If it was a week, it's like whatever, but it's 4 to 6 weeks, and anything like that could go even longer if needed. There's always setbacks.
And he's older too.
He's older, so there could be more setbacks, and I mean this could be a 2-month thing.
And hockey's not like different teams, different sports. They're all really similar, especially in the East. It's not like the West. The West is much better than the East, I think, but the East can flip-flop daily. In Philadelphia, before they know it, in a couple weeks, could be down to 6, 7. And possibly out of the playoffs. Well, maybe not out of the playoffs, but losing Pronger is terrible for them, and it's going to be terrible.
I don't think they're going to be out of the playoffs, but I mean,
no,
they're going to draw.
But they could draw.
They're going to draw.
Now their top defensive pairing would be Carl and Braden Coburn. They're not the same kind of physical presence that Chris Pronger does. Chris Pronger can take out an Alexander Ovechkin. He can take out that Sidney Crosby. But losing Chris Pronger, that's gonna kill. It's gonna kill Bobrovsky. It's gonna kill the Flyers. It's just terrible.
I mean, you can argue that he's the reason that he's so good in goaltending right now.
Yeah, helping him out. Yep.
Yeah, so.
And Boucher comes from nowhere last year. It's always been Pronger, and Pronger's a great player.
We'll see.
All right, that covers about everything we have for top stories. We'll see you on the next part of the video. We'll be talking about NBA and NHL, and then we'll have for our final NFL, which is big.
A lot of games in NFL.
All right, so we'll see you in a few.